Hi guys, I have a little reminder set for you today. It came up because I was thinking about this. I got a call and then also just an email, and just thinking in my own life today. Today's been a kind of a weird day and I've had a lot come up, and I was going through some of the things, some of the tools that I use, and again, just reminding you guys that as you continue to do your studying and you're practicing, that it's not always going to be easy, and you're going to have discomfort and you're going to have tough days, and that's part of being human. And what I really want you to have at the end of this time together is a way for you to know how to work with what's coming up. So empowering yourself so that you feel like if you call a friend to help you, that you know you're doing that because that is exactly the remedy, the prescription that you need that day based on what's coming up. So as we transition towards I'm really going to be encouraging you to look within yourself and answer your questions for you, and understand that you have the answers for your life, no one else does. And it's not going to be easy for some of you to make the decisions and choices on your relationships, on your careers, on the things that need to change, that in 5 years, if you're really evolving and growing and breaking the habit of being yourself, things are going to look really different. The people you're around, the conversations you're having, the boundaries you allow, the things you don't allow, as we expand, our lives change, and your ego will be afraid of that and it will hold on. And I'm saying that you are empowered from the inside out to see this as part of this vibrational expand and contract. And that the reference that I always use is transition and birth is at 8 centimeters. When we hit transition, we think, oh man, I don't want to have this baby and I don't know what to do about it. And that this is the stage that we come to when we really come to this hero's journey bypass, when it's like we're really being called to make some shifts and changes in our language, in our behavior, in our patterns, in our habits, in our mindset. And the ego will be pulling at it and holding on, saying no, and your soul is breaking through and saying, please let me free. I want to feel free. I want to feel love. And what I'm saying to you, what I'm encouraging you, is that if you answer the call, if you are courageous enough to clear the space in your house, in your emotional life, in your relationships, and if you do that I promise you there's an opportunity for returning to love on the other side, that there's an opportunity for healing beyond your wildest dreams, the softness when you let go of these ways of being that are hurting you and your relationships. Taking responsibility for making a plan. So you have a lot of tools at this point, and I want you to take responsibility for yourself. When you hit a wall and you say, I don't know what to do, I want you, before you reach out to anybody else, I want you to pause, and I really want you to think to yourself, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need? What do I need in this moment? And, sometimes the answer is I don't know, and that's okay. But I want you to start asking yourself, what do I need? What will help me right now? And be able to be discerning about the things that you do that don't really help you and the things that really help you. Is it a run? Is it a cup of tea? Is it a call with an old friend who knows you well, who can support you? Is it, I just went out and I was taking Miller out, and these flowers, beautiful, oh, they smell so good, were right next to the house, and they're on my property, and I picked a few to just enjoy today. I really needed this, so this is what I need today. So take responsibility to make a plan, and that is what I mean when I'm going to say the next piece, which is use evidence-based practices, which is basically everything that we teach at this point. So don't fight it, don't resist it, just move into the action of the stuff that will help you when you need it. And when I'm talking about action, I am talking about switching it up. So sometimes you guys will reach out online or in person and say, well, I tried this and it didn't work. okay, so try something else or stop trying it. Listen, if you've been doing the same thing for a long time and you're getting the same results, that's not a good practice for you. If you're still feeling stuck and tight and exhausted, then you need to find some practices to totally change it up. If you've been doing the same thing this season that you did last season or the season before, definitely time. Seasonal joy practices, you've got to change it up. So on these kind of days, maybe ride a bike, maybe go for a run outside. If you always go to the same woods, go to different woods. You know, changing up your practices are so important. That's part of the evidence base that we're talking about, is that switches the neural networks in the brain so that it's like, oh, let me try this instead. Let me try this instead. And that can be very energizing. So taking some action in your life, taking some action as you're making your own plan and responsibility. The other piece I would say is, especially if you feel stuck, that action will really help, is that obviously this month is intuition. So ask your intuition, do some intuitive listening, right? Some quietness, some listening from the inside out. The other thing I really want you to learn how to do is to write yourself out of it, which means grabbing your journal and being able to skillfully write. I need to think of the best way to teach this for you guys. Like, is it 3? It's so unique to the situation, but if it's like 3 steps, like step 1, brain dump, get everything out. Step 2, underneath it, go underneath it and look for, what are the repeating patterns? What have I said about this situation before? What are the things that are underneath this? Asking yourself as you write yourself out of it, is that true? If you're writing something about somebody else, writing yourself into some actions. Maybe there's a clear path to action that as you're writing this situation down, you're seeing, oh my goodness, here's a whole different way of looking at it than I ever thought before. I didn't know that was possible. Another writing practice is to go back through your old journals. If you are in a vata state and you're saying the same thing that you said last week and the week before and the week before and the week before, that will all be documented in those journals once you start doing that. So if you can go back and see, wow, I really do feel this way all the time about when my sister comes to visit. So maybe I need to take a break from my sister visiting. Maybe I need to be courageous enough to say, right now, I'm not in a position where this is a good thing for me, or I'm going to leave town. I'm going to go visit you instead of you coming here. Or I don't know, there's a lot of, again, creative visuals. Once your brain and you have calmed down, you're going to be able to see, once you're in that blue brain and you're in the rest and digest, you'll be able to see new pathways and problem solving. That's how I want you to learn how to turn your sympathetic off and drop into your parasympathetic so that you can really breathe into all the areas of your life and help yourself with your own creative problem solving. Also in the write yourself out of it, what is the pain that you're avoiding, or what is the pain that you are experiencing, right? So you write the whole situation out, you pick up some of the patterns and habits. What's underneath it? What is that deep sense? Is it fear? Is it loneliness? Like, what's the thing underneath it that you're afraid of? Are you afraid of losing someone? Are you afraid of things changing? What is underneath that? Are you afraid of letting somebody down? Then you get there, you say, wow, I'm just really afraid. I've never let my sister down. Now we let our sister down. Okay, can you handle that? And the answer is yes. You've handled hard things before. You will continue to handle hard things. Remind yourself of that. Then make a huge list. All the difficult things I've dealt with before. This trauma, this incident, this hard thing, this hard conversation, right? We want to get the brain problem solving, creative about all of the things that you've done before that are hard. Okay? Your life has not been easy. It has not been all beautiful flowers. Oh gosh, I wish you could smell this. It's really, my pitta's on fire. Has been very aggravated lately. And this, deal with what's right in front of you, right in the present moment. So one of the biggest takeaways that I got from studying Zen Buddhism for a few years is deal with what is right in front of you right now. When your life feels overwhelming, when there feels like there's too much going on, what is right in front of you? Respond in the present moment to what you see. Not the story that you're telling yourself, Has everyone seen the Brene Brown Netflix? Watch it again. Take notes. Not the story you're telling yourself. You know, what is happening in the present moment? What needs to be attended to right now and attuned to? So right now, I'm going to record this video, and then I am going to go do my Ayurveda homework. That's what needs to be attended to right now. There's a lot of things going on in my life personally, and as much as I could sit and journal about them all day and take another walk and do all the things, right now I actually need to sit down and do my Ayurveda homework. That will help me feel better. That will help me feel a little bit more in control of the things I can control, because the things I'm upset about, I can't control. And so I'm going to be strategic around saying, what can I deal with in the present moment? Well, I can do my homework. That will really help me feel better. So that's what I'm going to do. Gratitude, evidence-based practices. When you feel down in the dumps, when you feel overwhelmed by everything, gratitude, 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 right? Like I said, it's been quite a day, and I went out to take Miller out before I recorded the video and saw the flowers. And I can't help but have gratitude for my life. It's incredible. It is incredible. It is a weekday afternoon. My dog is snoring. I have an abundance of books around me, as usual, which is my favorite. I'm studying something I love. I'm talking to you guys. I'm smelling the flowers. I mean, honestly, gratitude. Alongside gratitude, obviously appreciation. Fun and joy. So tonight, I'm going to an event that I'm excited about. It's fun. So have fun things in your life. What are you excited about? What brings you joy? Is it a bike ride? Is it a fun thing that you love to go to? Is it a movie by yourself? Go treat yourself. Go get in alignment. Get in alignment. Go find something. Listen to a song. Buy a new album. Buy a new skirt. Something. Go do something joyful and fun when you feel down in the dumps, and not retail therapy like hundreds of thousands of dollars and paste them all. I mean, do something that feels interesting to you, creative, aligning, and wonderful. And that is different for everybody. Move rooms and move your location. So if you're pacing around your house and you're just totally stuck in your head, get out of the house, get out of that room, go to a coffee shop, go to a different room in the house, go to a co-working space, whatever you need to do. But move your room or location. And two last things. One is service. Go do something for someone else. So one of the techniques I use a lot when I feel down in the dumps, or I feel like, oh, things aren't going well, or I feel kind of lost or confused, is I'll pull out a piece of paper and write a letter to somebody I love. I'll send a text to somebody I love. Maybe I'm not that good of a cook. I like my food, but nobody else really does. So maybe bake something for someone, do something for somebody else. Go set some volunteer hours. Go take care of someone who may need a little bit of help or love. That always brings joy to your heart. And then the last thing I would say is your dosha prescription. So I am really going to encourage you to start thinking about your life in these doshic energy habits so that you can create prescriptions for yourself. So if you are, feeling like you're lost in your head, what are the things that you need to do to bring it down through your body? Your embodiment practices, holding your feet, binding your feet, right? And if you feel stuck and you're sad and weepy and lethargic, get up and get moving. Okay, so we want to turn that energy. If you're feeling fiery, get your flowers, okay? So find the things that make you feel joyful. Find the things that counter the balance of the energy that you're experiencing, and use the doshas, use the patterns and habits of the doshas that you have. If you don't feel like you have a handle on them, go back through the Ayurveda content so you can start to see the habits in your life. It's not that challenging, you guys. Once you start to see the world through the doshas, you're like, oh, well, this is what's happening. I'm going to do this. This is what's happening. I'm going to do this. If your mind is crazy and you have a lot of thoughts and you're spinning out of control, another remedy for that is sleep. Especially if you're really tired and you're totally wired. So just start to think intuitively about what you need and taking responsibility for that. So thank you to the women who reached out, because it inspired me to create a little list in my journal. I have a new journal, I'll show you. I got this in at 1440, and I just love it. And I was looking for something that was like this with the blank pages, because I'm doing a lot more journaling with art stuff also. And also I'm just kind of for my own like boredom practice. I'm practicing being bored and not using my pitta mind so much, right? My fiery mind, especially as we move into that season. Hold on, I was gonna show you. So I'm just doing a lot, like even just sitting outside and kind of just drawing therapeutically with different colors. 5 minutes. I'm not like a great artist, so it's not for you guys, it's for me. It's just for my own stillness practice and to calm the brain, when things are going on. And it's so much, and all of these, all the political stuff, all the social stuff. I think all the Abraham Hicks and all of the universe quotes in the world, like we're still humans on this earth. And my friend passed away, and she's really was so incredibly spiritual and connected. And every morning I've just been calling her in. I'm looking at my candles here. You guys know if you've been to my table. And I've just been calling her in and asking for her love and support and guidance as I grieve her loss, and as I continue to navigate the unknown, which we all are. It's not just me, right? But the unknown with my children, with my business, what are we doing here? And so going back to these basics of the present moment is that when I'm looking at these flowers and I'm just kind of hanging out with them, I don't need to do or be anything else. It's like perfect. So I hope that you find a moment for yourself today of your perfection, whatever that means and looks like to you.